दयाल कहाँ घूम रहा है?
होश होश वाला कहाँ गया?
Hello everybody, welcome. Good afternoon.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
मिले हैं सर, कैसे हो?
गुड आफ्टरनून सर। और
बहुत टाइम बाद मिले हो सर आपको आज।
बहुत टाइम बाद आप अभी बाकी कोर्स में बिजी था करते करते।
आप ही हमारा कोर्स लिया करो सर।
हाँ, क्या बोल रहे?
आप ही हमारा कोर्स लिया करो।
मैं ही करूँ? क्यों? बाकी लोग
सारे के सारे आप ही कोर्स करते जाओ।
अरे मैं नहीं कर सकता, मेरे लिमिट में जो है मैं वही कर सकता हूँ, बाकी तो सब उनका ये है। क्योंकि कुछ कोर्सेज ऐसे हैं जो हमारे में, जैसे ईएफए है वो मैं नहीं कर सकता, फायर फाइटिंग है वो मैं नहीं कर सकता। ठीक है, तो ये दो कोर्स मैं नहीं कर सकता। बात सिक्योरिटी का है, पीएसटी पीएसआर का है, ये सब मैं कर सकता हूँ, इसका मैं ट्रेन हूँ। बाकी का मेरे को ये नहीं रहता, फायर फाइटिंग वाला और ईएफए का, ये दोनों कोर्स मेरे एम नहीं होता है। ठीक है, भाई कोर्सेज में हम मिलते रहते हैं.
हाँ.
So all okay. How many are there present now? Some new faces like Puran Singh. How are you?
Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon. All
Good
fine.
afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Fine, sir.
Kamal Singh. Then Dayal Kumar.
गुड आफ्टरनून
sir.
Good afternoon. Mr. Mahal. Then Mr. Alam.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर.
Good afternoon. Mr. Paresh.
Jayesh, yes, sir.
Yeah. Then Dhangar. पहले मिल चुके हैं हम.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सतीश चौहान. ये फ्रेशर न्यूकमर. ओके. और खुर्शीद अली.
पटेल सर.
What is your previous experience? What is your previous experience in the merchant navy?
यस सर.
पहले कभी सर्विस किया है आप मर्चेंट नेवी में?
रेस हूँ सर. पहला है.
ओके. रोशन अवेस्कर. ओके.
कर रहा हूँ.
बलकार सिंह. ओके. देन जयब्रन. जयब्रन. How are you? Timo Fernandez. Yogesh Bagre. So how many are there in the class? On the strength 18 is present now. कथान साहब कितने लोग हैं क्लास में? 22, 23, 25, 24
24
हैं?
24
है.
So 24 supposed to be there, but still we have 18 present. Your morning session was also the same security training, DSD.
हेलो.
हेलो. कैसा रे?
हेलो सर.
मॉर्निंग सेशन क्या था? यही था ना? DSD का ही था.
DSD था.
हेलो. हेलो. हेलो
सर
सर.
पीछे तो भी माइक चालू, उनको बोलो ना बंद करने के लिए, बहुत आवाज आ रहा है.
हेलो.
हेलो.
जी
प्लीज
सर.
स्विच ऑफ द माइक प्लीज. अपना माइक बंद कीजिए. जब भी बात करना हो तभी आप उसको ऑन कीजिए, सो दैट अननेसेसरी डिस्टरबेंस विल नॉट बी देयर. अदरवाइज घर में बच्चे हैं, फैमिली है, उनका आवाज आता रहता है. और जो कोशिश कीजिए उनको अपने पास से दूर रखने के लिए, सो दैट यू कैन लिसन द थिंग एंड यू कैन लर्न
हेलो
समथिंग.
सर.
हेलो.
जी सर.
बोलिए.
सर अभी मेरा कनेक्ट हुआ है. मेरा भी देख लीजिए सर. प्रेजेंटेड विद्या चौहान सर.
चौहान ना?
जी सर.
किस चौहान?
जी. विद्या चौहान.
विद्या चौहान.
जी सर.
हाँ, विद्या चौहान.
सतीश चौहान सर प्रेजेंट.
हाँ, सतीश चौहान इधर. ओके. ये प्रेजेंट. नेक्स्ट योगेश बाबने. ओके. मिस्टर चिकटे. सलगांवकर. देन दीपक गौड़े. हेलो. प्लीज वेलकम. कम. हाँ. धनगर. ये टैटू नहीं, हमें आपको दिखना है. सामने आप आइए. आपका फेस नहीं दिख रहा है. प्रेजेंट नहीं हो पाएंगे आप. कनेक्टिंग टू ऑडियो. हेलो मिस्टर धनगर. आर यू देयर? बलकार सिंह इज ओके. सलगांवकर, Mr. Simon Fernandez. It's okay. Are you able to hear me? Hello. I'm not able to hear you. Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
I just wanted to confirm that morning session was also your DSD or some other course was there in the morning session.
DSD
Mr.
No,
DSD.
yes, sir.
Sir, what about DSD?
Okay, so morning session also was your security DSD. So something you already learned in the morning session. Today the first day for the security, or you did earlier. This is the which session is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. सिक्योरिटी का कितना सेशन हो गया आपका अभी पहले?
This was our third session, sir.
तो
दयाल कुमार दूसरा है क्या?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yes, sir. तीसरा है सर. आप दूसरा दिन ले सर.
कंप्लीट हो गए, ये तीसरा है सर.
तीसरा सेशन है.
हाँ,
तीसरा कहते चौथा हो सकता है. In a day 2 sessions are there. So 1 morning, 1 evening. Yesterday it was started, na?
Yes, sir. So yesterday we get only one session. Today we get 2 sessions, sir.
2 sessions. Oh, so today morning and evening. Yesterday 1. So this third session going on.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So you might have done something for the ship security. Okay. So welcome everybody, and once again we say good afternoon to everybody. And बीच में बोलने का क्या है जरूरत? सलगांवकर, anything, then please. Otherwise, just listen and reply or ask when something you are not able to understand. I am visual to everybody, and my audio is clear to everyone, loud and clear.
yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
If my audio and video is clear, then just rotate and like. Okay.
सर थोड़ा हेल्प चाहिए था मुझे.
क्या हो गया?
सर एक हेल्प चाहिए था. तो ई क्लास का सर मैं आगे नहीं बढ़ पा रहा हूँ. ई क्लास का आपने जो ये दिया है ना सर ऑनलाइन का,
हाँ.
वहाँ पे सर मेरा जो ये है फेस का जो आता है ना सर, वो उधर नहीं आ पा रहा है वो मेरे इसमें. तो मुझे तो एक लिंक चाहिए था कि उसमें अपलोड कर सकूँ.
आपका वीडियो नहीं आ रहा है?
वीडियो सर आ रहा है, अभी मीटिंग का चल रहा है सर. जब भी मुझे ई क्लास का जो सर ये करना फॉर्मेलिटीज कंप्लीट करना पड़ता है ना,
हाँ.
जो मेरा फेस का जो सर स्क्रीन देना पड़ता है, वो मुझे मोबाइल पे शो नहीं कर रहा. वो बोलता है कि वेब स्कैन पे जाइए, ऐसा कुछ मैसेज दे रहा है मुझे. अगर वो लिंक पे जाएगा तो मैं
वेब कैम अपना ऑन कीजिए ना मोबाइल के अंदर, उसमें ऑप्शन दिया है ना.
हाँ.
वो ऑप्शन पे जाइए और उसको ऑन कीजिए, सेलेक्ट कीजिए उसको.
नहीं सर, उसमें नहीं आ रहा है ना. उसके ऊपर क्लिक करो तो नहीं आ रहा वो वाला. वो कुछ लिंक रहेगा तो मैं अपडेट करने के लिए सर एक से परसों बोला तो मुझे उसमें लिंक के ऊपर आप ये करो बोल रहे कि लिंक के ऊपर जाओ और अपडेट करो. बिना अपडेट का नहीं हो पाएगा. बोलते हैं कि ऑफिस से नहीं किया होगा, ऐसा बोल रहे हैं अपडेट.
ठीक है. अभी तो प्रेजेंटली आप मेरे को विजुअल है, ठीक है ना, और ये हो रहा है. अभी अगर आपको ऐसे भी प्रॉब्लम आता है तो आप मिस्टर महेश है ना, जो हमारे ऑफिस में जो करता है आप लोग का, उनसे आप बात कीजिए और उनको बोलिए कि हमारा ऐसे प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहा हूँ मैं, तो वो उनको आपको उसका साइड दे देगा आपको.
ठीक है सर. उनसे से कॉल करता हूँ, फिर मीटिंग होने के बाद ईमेल करता हूँ.
हाँ, मीटिंग के बाद आप उनको कॉल करके और उनसे ले लीजिए आप, तो दे देगा.
थैंक यू सर.
ठीक है. तो अभी हम पढ़ेंगे कंसर्न शिप सिक्योरिटी. ओके. ये दो लोग क्यों दिख रहा है आपको? मिस्टर दीपक गावड़े. दीपक गावड़े, क्या 2 लोग क्यों है? ये क्या है पहले सर?
काम की वजह से सर बाहर आए थोड़ा।
इतना डिस्टरबेंस होगा तो कैसे आप सीखेंगे, कैसे हम पढ़ाएंगे आपको? थोड़ा सा समझिए। ओके, so we'll learn something about the STSDSD. STSDSD. Full form of this course name. I hope you all know about it. Mr. Deepak Gaude. वाह, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा मेरे को। स्विच ऑन द माइक। दीपक गौड़े, ये क्या हो गया? दीपक गौड़े, प्लीज स्विच ऑन योर माइक एंड रिप्लाई। इतना इतना आवाज
यार ट्रेन में सर, ट्रेन में सर
है?
नेटवर्क नहीं है ना।
ट्रैवलिंग। माइक बंद करो, माइक बंद करो, माइक बंद करो आप। दीपक गौड़े, प्लीज पुट द माइक ऑन। अरे माइक बंद कीजिए अपना आप। दीपक गौड़े, माइक बंद करो अपना। यार ट्रैवलिंग एंड इट इज क्रिएटिंग लॉट ऑफ नॉइस। हाँ, बंद कीजिए आप अपना माइक। ओके, और ध्यान दीजिए। अभी हम पढ़ेंगे कंसर्निंग टू द शिप सिक्योरिटी। द नेम ऑफ दिस कोर्स इज कॉल्ड STSDSD. STSDSD. ओके, मिस्टर खुर्शीद अली,
यस सर।
नाम बताइए इसका फुल फॉर्म STSDSD का, जो कोर्स आप कर रहे हैं।
थोड्या वेळाने करतो बोला। अरुण अरुण
कोण अरुण?
सर सिक्योरिटी ट्रेनिंग फॉर शिपर्स।
कोण?
तो करतोय थोड्या वेळाने।
तो माशी बोलून द्यायचं ना, कोण आहे काय
ऑनलाईन क्लासेस करतो।
कोण आहे तो?
मला काय नाही, आपण विचारूया ना नंतर विचारूया।
बोला कौन कौन असतो तो?
हेलो,
हेलो, आपके
मैं सर।
पास इतना नॉइस आ रहा है, आपकी तरफ से बहुत नॉइस आ रहा है, बहुत डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है।
सर मेरे तरफ से नहीं जा रहा है,
तो
मेरे तरफ से नहीं जा रहा है आवाज सर।
आपकी तरफ से आपके माइक ऑन है, किसी का और माइक, सबका माइक बंद है।
धनगर का माइक ऑन है। धनगर
धनगर,
का माइक ऑन।
धनगर प्लीज पुट योर माइक।
यस सर, एवरीथिंग फाइन सर। अरे माइक ऑफ कर, माइक ऑफ कर तुझा।
आप लोग अगर ऐसा ही कंडीशन में रहना है, ट्रेवलिंग करना है,
चलो ओके हो गया सर।
ऐसे में कैसा पढ़ाई होगा बोलो? अभी ये दीपक गौड़े इज अंडर ट्रेवलिंग, ठीक है। इफ यू डूइंग द ट्रेवलिंग देन हाउ यू विल लर्न द थिंग? अनएबल टू हियर मी, आई कीप ऑन कॉलिंग, इज नॉट रिप्लाइंग मी। Okay, forget this. Just listen the things and
बात कर रहा हूँ, ट्रेन में था ना, इससे नेटवर्क नहीं पकड़ रहा था।
नेटवर्क तो आपको अभी भी पकड़ेगा नहीं, आप अभी भी कहीं न कहीं बात कर रहा है, इसका ही बात में है या किधर है पता नहीं, ठीक है।
काम है आज, दिवसभर काम है। चलो गो इट सर।
इतना बिजी है आप लोग तो कोर्स क्यों करना है आपको? अगर समय नहीं है, बैठ के पढ़ाई नहीं कर सकते हैं, टाइम विल कम, then somebody will come and hit you, somebody will come and catch you.
दिल्ली का सही सर।
Dhankar sahab, please put your mic off. Okay, I'm getting a lot of disturbance by you. Your mic is also, your surrounding also not peaceful. Okay, so please listen the things. I'm just. क्या हो रहा है ये? क्या है? कौन है आपके पास में?
सब चल रहा है सर, सब चल रहा है काम के अंदर।
जयेश का माइक ऑन है, जयेश का माइक ऑन है।
माइक ऑफ, जयेश माइक ऑफ रखो।
All 24% is very busy in, I don't know, only one or two I found that is sitting gently and listening the things. Other everyone is just either walking somewhere here and there. I found somewhere in the local train somebody walking near to the bus and all. If you're moving on the road, on the bus, on the train, then Mr. Yogesh Bhavne, what's wrong with you? Where are you roaming now? Bhavne?
Yes sir. Yes
Where
sir.
are you? Where are you?
सर मैं थोड़ा बाहर आया था काम की वजह से, सुबह से सर बाहर ही हूँ।
तो अभी आपको आज आप काम ही से बाहर आना है तो फिर क्यों क्लास करना है आपको?
नहीं सर, आज ही सर बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट काम था तो आज आना पड़ा सर बाहर, नहीं तो नहीं आता हूँ सर। वैसे तो दिन भर रूम में ही रहता हूँ।
दिन भर रूम में रह के पढ़ाई करने में डियर, पढ़ना है तो आपके अपने लिए नहीं है, ये पढ़ाई आपका लाइफ के लिए है, आपके साथ साथ जहाज के लिए है, जहाज के साथ साथ कार्गो के लिए, शिप के लिए, पैसेंजर के लिए, सबके लिए है ये। आपको मालूम नहीं है हाई जैकर और सी पायलट क्या करते हैं? When they come to ship, they arrest the people, they slash the people, they abuse the people, even sometimes they kill the people. You will not be able to do anything, you will not be able to say anything. Why? Because you are under custody of him.
Yes.
So we are going to learn the technique, how we can stop them to boarding the ship.
Yes.
चलो माइक बंद करो योगेश, put your mic off. अभी एक के चलते दूसरे को सबको डिस्टर्बेंस होता है और क्लास में स्टार्ट समय से नहीं हो पाता है। अगर ऐसा होगा तो कैसे सीखेंगे, कैसे पढ़ेंगे? मैं बार बार बोलता हूँ, सुनते नहीं।
सर और जयेश का माइक चालू है सर। माइक ऑन है।
अरे माइक बंद करो बाबा, माइक बंद करो। किसका माइक चालू है?
सर जयेश
का माइक, जयेश
आवेशकर
सर, जयेश का,
आपका भी है
सर जयेश का माइक चालू, वही बोलने को मैं माइक ऑन किया।
जयेश को सुनाई पड़ता क्या? जयेश इज नॉट एबल टू हियर मी, प्लीज पुट योर माइक ऑफ।
सर मेरा तो वो सही चल रहा है, क्या हुआ?
आपका माइक ऑन था, जिसकी वजह से डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा था, इसके लिए बोल रहे हैं माइक को बंद कर दीजिए। ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं।
तो मेरा फाइन है सर।
हाँ, नहीं कुछ समय पहले आपके भी सराउंडिंग कुछ साउंड वगैरह आ रहा था, अभी ठीक है। माइक को ऑफ कर दीजिए।
ओके।
एंड विल स्टार्ट समथिंग कंसर्न योर सिक्योरिटी। प्रदीप कुमार,
यस सर।
कोर्स का नाम क्या है जो पढ़ रहे हैं आप?
STSD
क्या है?
STSD।
हाँ, वेरी गुड। STSD। मिस्टर रविंद्र यादव, Ravindra Yadav.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the full form of
सर आपको मेरी
STSD?
आवाज आ रही है?
Security
हाँ
training
बिल्कुल।
for seafarers with designation security.
सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही मुझे किसी की भी।
आपकी आवाज मेरे को आ रही है।
सर किसी की आवाज नहीं आ रही मुझे, स्पीकर खराब है।
अच्छा, आपका कुछ प्रॉब्लम है।
आपको कौन
सर
है
जयेश
मेरी आवाज
को
नहीं
बोलो
आ
ना
रही है?
माइक बंद करने को, बहुत आवाज आ रहा है सर उसके माइक में। हेलो जयेश, जयेश जयेश,
आप जहाँ बैठे हैं कोई अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन बिल्डिंग है, ठीक है, जिधर से
माइक ऑन है।
किसका माइक है अभी? सब लोग माइक बंद कर दो, थोड़ा हम पूछेंगे नहीं आप किसी से। आप सब लोग कल सुनो, मैं बोलता हूँ और सुनते रहो आप। सभी लोग अपना माइक बंद कर दीजिए। सभी लोग अपना माइक बंद कर दीजिए। अरे सुनो यार प्लीज, क्या हो गया सबको? इतना बड़ा क्लास है, 24 लोग हैं।
ऐक ना का तो तुला जो फोन कोणाचा नंबर फोन केला जरा जरा चेक कर ना तो माणूस कोण आहे.
Please
तुझ्या
turn
मोबाईलवर
off
जरा बघ
your mic.
कोणाचा तो नंबर होता.
Please turn off your mic.
आप लोग बोलते रहो, पढ़ना पढ़ाना नहीं कुछ। जब आप लोग शांति क्लासरूम डिसिप्लिन मेंटेन नहीं करेंगे तो क्या पढ़ाऊंगा मैं आपको? क्लासरूम में तो बैठा नहीं है कि सामने में आपको स्ट्रिक्टली
का चालू है।
हैं? बोलिए यादव जी, अरे बोलो क्या हुआ? आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा मेरे को। Would you like to
सर
say?
सबका बंद हो गया सर, सबका बंद हो गया अभी अभी परफेक्ट है.
हाँ, अभी मैं किसी पूछने वाला नहीं हूँ, ठीक है? आप लोग अपना माइक बंद रखिए और सुनिए आपने। और अगर बीच में कुछ ऐसा लगता है पूछना है तो आप पूछिए, बट डिस्टरबेंस नहीं होना चाहिए। इतना डिस्टरबेंस है कि समझ में नहीं आता मैं क्या करूं क्या नहीं करूं। आवाज ही नहीं समझ में आता है कौन क्या बोल रहा है। एक तो 24 आदमी की क्लास है, ऊपर से सिक्योरिटी पढ़ना है। सो थोड़ा सा साइलेंट मेंटेन कीजिए, कोशिश कीजिए समझने के लिए, क्योंकि जो हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं ये बहुत ही बोलेंगे तो difficult, or you can say it's a very dangerous topic concerning to security. And you know, nowadays security is not like earlier time. Very simple. Nowadays all the persons, those who are coming to attack on the ships, they all have the very latest weapon. They have very latest motorboats by which they come and attack on the ship. And when they come and attack, then they make the life miserable to all the person in the ship. Okay, so always you must understand, you know, something which is called piracy and hijack. Okay, so it's all happening in the sea. Some of the part in the world which is that country is doing only this sort of business. Okay, something like Somalia, South China Sea, African country, that all country is doing only one thing, that only doing the either piracy or hijacking. Okay, so main aim is only one, to we must be safe, and along with our safety, personal safety by the sea pirate or hijacker, that we should protect our ships, cargo. So if you are serving in the cargo ship, then if serving in the passenger ship, then your safety, ship safety and passenger safety is also very essential. Why? Because it's a matter of human life. So persons, those who are going to do this all, they are very expert in this field. Why? Because they keep on doing since long time. And when they keep on doing it like this, then they all become very, or you can say become perfect on that field. So he know what to do and how to do, how to handle the people, how to take out the things by the person in the ships, or when sometime they like to take the ship, that's called hijacking. So they all aware about all this. Okay. If we say something that is the threats, the marine threats. Okay, the threats of the marine transport industry are something like a piracy and arms robbery. Piracy and arms robbery, that we must understand what is piracy and what is armed robbery. The next is called a terrorism, that everyone, I hope you understand terrorism. Nothing new happening every and then in the places all over the world. Okay, then smuggling and something called a stowaway. Then we carry sometimes refugees, and in the refugee, there's so many time, so many people in the refugee, they all come something like a stowaway. Okay, sometimes they are carrying the weapon also. So always we must take, when we are going to take the refugees in the ship, that time we must take more care, by because in that form, in that refugee, he say I am a refugee, but he is not refugee. They are doing some other business, something like a smuggling, something like a carrying weapon, or something like a drugs and all. Okay, so they are doing all the illegal job, but saying that I am a refugee. Okay, so always must take charge or care to like these people. Okay, then next we call it, sometime from our ship cargo is going lost, that is called cargo theft, taken by someone unauthorized person, that is called a theft of cargo. Then sometime there is called a collateral damage. Okay, so damaging of the ship equipment, machinery, or sometimes they damage the ship also. Okay, so we must know something concerning to this, like a theft, piracy, smuggling, and stowaway. Theft, piracy, smuggling, and stowaway. These four words supposed to be very much clear in mind. Theft, piracy, smuggling, and stowaway. So if we talk for the theft, हिंदी में बोलते हैं चोरी, इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं theft. How it happen? When somebody come and take our belongings, take our belonging behind me, मेरे पीछे में अगर कोई भी आदमी आगे कोई भी सामान को लेके जाते हैं, उसे हम बोलते हैं theft. Okay, so it is happening in the ship, when ship is sometime standing in the port. That time some of the illegal person used to, or sometime when we put our cargo out of the ship, then somebody take that cargo also from there. Okay, so without intimation, without information, if somebody carrying any item, that is called a theft. Okay, so it should be very much clear in your mind. Things can happen at any time. Many times people used to come in the ship as a supplying of a store, or working in the machinery space, or rectifying some problem in the ship. Same time they doing the theft also. So sometimes if you're not carrying, then while going, he take something and get away from the ship. Sometimes you are valuable also. So always must take proper care, like these people when coming to ship. So always you must be along with them, or escort them if anybody going to come to work in the ship, or if anybody going to come and supplying the store, that is called a ship store, or doing the loading discharging activity in the ship. Okay, so always you must take proper care of these people. Otherwise, if you just two person join us now, Mr. Balkar Singh and December. Okay, so one word is called theft. I hope it is understood by everyone, or anybody have any doubt in this? Any questions, any query by anyone concerning to theft happening everywhere, not only in the ship, even outside also, in the home, house, in the market or anywhere. But mainly we are going to learn something theft happening in the marine, in the ship, in the port. Okay, so always in the gangway when somebody carrying out the duty must take proper care and keep a watch all on the ship. If not possible, then duty person on the ship must take care and place some other person also on the forward part, on the stern part, so that they can carry out the lookout, or they can just watch, monitor. No unauthorized person should come to the ship, and no any item to be stolen, to be taken from the ship. Okay, that is called a theft. Deepak Kumar, प्रदीप कुमार,
यस सर।
क्लियर क्लियर है? कुछ समझ में आया आपको जो बोला हमने?
हाँ क्लियर है सर।
हाँ
हाँ सर क्लियर है सर।
हाँ, तो थेफ्ट के बारे में जानकारी होनी चाहिए, थेफ्ट क्या होता है। ओके, नंबर 1 माइक। ओके ओके ठीक है, ओके माइक बंद कर दीजिए सब। ओके, नंबर 1। नंबर 2, piracy. I hope you all know about the piracy. What is piracy, Mr. Ravindra Yadav?
पायरेसी सर, जैसे हम लोग सीरिया और साइड में जाते हैं तो उधर पायरेसी अटैक करते हैं वो लोग, तो उसके लिए सीजिंग वायर लगाते हैं और ये वायर और बांधते हैं और ड्यूटीज करते हैं, वॉच करते हैं, गार्ड आते हैं, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड आते हैं, वो लोग अटैक वगैरह करने के लिए ये करता है।
इतना सब अगर हम करेंगे तो फिर पायरेसी कैसे होगा शिप में? तब तो हो नहीं सकता ना, क्योंकि इतने सारे आप जो लगा रहे, इवन सिक्योरिटी गार्ड इज देयर, देन हाउ दे विल कम?
सर नहीं आ सकते हैं वैसे तो, वो सब उसी के लिए।
हमने बहुत सिंपल बात पूछा, हमने पूछा पायरेसी क्या होती है। पायरेसी समझ में आता है आपको?
हाँ सर, पायरेसी जैसे वो अटैक करते हैं वो लोग, कब्जा कर लेते हैं जहाज पे।
हाँ हाँ,
सब बंधक वगैरह बना लेते हैं सबको अपना करने में।
पायरेसी मतलब चोरी।
पायरेसी मतलब चोरी,
मतलब अपने जहाज को जैसे किडनैप करते हैं उसी तरह वो लोग उस पे कब्जा कर लेता है, किडनैप कर लेता है।
तो जैसे प्लेन को हाईजैक बोलते हैं, वैसे जहाज को या शिप को पायरेसी बोलते हैं।
कभी सुना है आपने आर्म्स रोबरी? आर्म्स रोबरी सुना है कभी? आर्म्स रोबरी क्या होता है?
नहीं सर, नहीं।
हिंदी में अगर हम बोलेंगे तो उसे क्या बोलता है? आर्म्स रोबरी को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं?
आर्म्स रोबरी मतलब हथियारों की चोरी।
आर्म्स रोबरी में हथियारों की चोरी नहीं, आर्म्स लेके आते हैं जो बंदूक दिखाते हैं, डराते हैं। डकैती सुना है हिंदी में? डाकू सुना है? डाकू मंगल सिंह, डाकू गब्बर सिंह, शोले पिक्चर देखा था?
हाँ, संभल से डाकू,
जिसमें गब्बर सिंह आता है, कालिया जाता है बंदूक लेकर के।
हाँ पता है से।
हाँ, तो वो जो ऐसे काम करते हैं उसे बोलते हैं आर्म्स रोबरी, और हिंदी में बोलेंगे उसे बोलता है डकैती करना। ठीक है, वैसे ही हम पायरेसी है, पायरेसी जो है उसी का एक मिलता जुलता वर्ड है। पायरेसी बोलेंगे तो ये मरीन बर्ड जो समुद्र में होता है। ओके, ऐसा वाला जो लैंड पे होता है उसे हम बोलते हैं डकैती हिंदी में, और इंग्लिश में बोलेंगे तो उसे बोलते हैं आर्म्स रोबरी। और अगर हम मरीन बर्ड में बोलेंगे जो शिप में होता है उसे बोलते हैं पायरेसी, विच इज डन बाय ए सी पायरेट, विच इज डन बाय ए सी पायरेट। ओके, इफ यू सी पायरेट को हम अगर हिंदी में बोलेंगे तो उसे बोलते हैं समुद्री लुटेरे, समुद्री डाकू। ओके, सचिन केसारे,
यस सर।
इट्स ओके।
यस सर।
ठीक बोला हमने, ये कुछ गलत है इसमें?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं, बराबर बोल रहे थे।
तो ये वर्ड का इशू है, प्रॉब्लम है कि हम उस वर्ड को नहीं समझते,
आर्म्ड पायरेसी मतलब,
जिसकी वजह से
आर्म्ड पायरेसी मतलब पायरेट्स जो हथियारों से लैस है और वो पायरेसी के चोरी के इंटेंशन से वो हमारा जहाज पे एंट्री कर सकते हैं। आर्म्ड पायरेसी।
गुड गुड, ठीक है। तो जो हम बाहर देखते हैं, जो माइक 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 को बंद कीजिए, माइक को ऑफ कीजिए, किसका माइक चालू है? इतने बच्चे लोग के बीच में इतना साउंड होगा तो कैसा पढ़ेंगे आप? अगर हमें यहाँ पे इतना फील हो रहा है तो आपके पास में इतना आवाज हो रहा है तो आप कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा?
सर जयेश का माइक में वॉइस आ रहा है। हाँ सर, जयेश जयेश भाई साहब, जयेश
जय शंकर का आवाज है।
किसी का भी माइक ऑन होते ही बच्चे का, फैमिली का आवाज आता है। अगर बच्चे और फैमिली का आवाज इतना आता है जो मेरे को इधर इतना डिस्टर्ब करता है, तो बाकी आप सोचिए कि आप जहाँ बैठे हैं वहाँ इतना पीसफुल नहीं है, तो फिर कैसे पढ़ेंगे आप, कैसे समझेंगे आप? इसलिए आपको जो पढ़ने का जो प्लेस है जहाँ होना चाहिए, वहां पे सब पीसफुल, शांति होनी चाहिए। एक बोलते हैं क्लास रूम डिसिप्लिन, क्लास रूम डिसिप्लिन, ठीक है, एक वर्ड है। यानी कि हमेशा पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंट होना चाहिए, तभी पीसफुली आप पढ़ सकते हैं। जो मैं बोलूंगा आप सुनेंगे, आप बोलोगे मैं सुनूंगा। तो मैं कुछ पूछना चाहता हूँ तो जैसे ही माइक ऑन करते हैं इतना सारा नॉइस आता है, इतना सारा साउंड आता है कि हमको समझ में नहीं आता है कि मैं क्या आप बोल रहे हैं और क्या मैं सुनूंगा। इसलिए थोड़ा सा कोशिश कीजिए अपने सराउंडिंग को मेंटेन करने के लिए साइलेंट, सो दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द थ्योरी। ओके, सो नंबर 1 थेफ्ट, नंबर 2 piracy. Okay, piracy is the same like you can say armed robbery happening outside, that is called dacoity, or you can say armed robbery in the marine, in the ship, it is called piracy, which is done by a sea pirate. Okay, so sometime when they come, then he try to board in the ship. When they boarded, then they do all the illegal activity. They start abusing the person, they start slapping the person, and when somebody objects and not willing to give his valuable, then he shoot the people. They never afraid, they never think for anybody life. So always I can say one thing, we must try to avoid the like these people to board in the ship. That's the main aim, to learn the ship security, or you can say Stsdsd. Okay, if you talk for the Stsdsd, it's called a security training for seafarers, security training for seafarers with designated security duty, with designated security duty. This is the name of your course. I keep on asking, trying to ask, but not able to get a reply from anyone. Why? Because a lot of noise is there. Okay, so if you talk something for the theft, which I told you, it's called a चोरी. चोरी बोलेंगे तो हमारा सामान हमारे पीछे में कोई लेके जाता है बिना इंटीमेशन, बिना इंफॉर्मेशन को, उसे हम बोलते हैं चोरी हिंदी में, और इंग्लिश में बोलेंगे तो इसे बोलते हैं थेफ्ट. Somebody taking our belongings on behalf, or you can say in the backward, or you can say in the presence, or in the presence of our people, or when I am not able to see anything, not able to watch anything, not able to care anything, and go to sleep, and then somebody take our belongings, that is called a theft. हिंदी में चोरी. दूसरा बोलते हैं पायरेसी. पायरेसी बोलेंगे तो इसे बोलते हैं आर्म्स रॉबरी, जो बाहर होता है उसे बोलते हैं आर्म्स रॉबरी, और यू कैन से डकैती, which is done by all the डाकू and all, that's called a arms robber. Or if you talk in the ship, it is done by the sea pirates. Okay, हाँ Okay, so if you talk about the sea pirate, generally some of the country who got like these people, something called Somalia, you all know, there is a whole country is carrying out doing the same this type of job, either piracy, hijacking, terrorism, and all. Okay, so if you talk about the piracy, means just madam, taking some leave. Just take a break for 5 minutes. Wait, coming.
दीपक भाई, दीपक भाई,
क्या बंद है क्या? बंद 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 किया है क्या उसने?
अब पता नहीं यार, वीडियो तो कट गया।
बंद कर तो बंद ही कर। हाँ।
हेलो,
यस सर, गुड आफ्टरनून।
गुड आफ्टरनून
वेरी
सर।
वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून। सब ठीक ठाक है ना?
सब ठीक है सर।
ओके। कोई बात करने का टाइम नहीं है। बोलो। देखो दिखता है, बहुत सारे लोग हैं यहाँ पे। देखो दिख रहा है, देखो दिख रहा है, दिख रहा है, कितने लोग हैं दिख रहा है? ये सभी सभी लोग हैं पढ़ने वाले।
यस सर, यस सर।
पढ़ा रहे हैं सबको, जैसे हमारा ऑनलाइन क्लास होता है ना, वैसे ही ऑनलाइन क्लास
हम्म, पैसों तो भी उसको हिसाब करना पड़ेगा ना, कितना हुआ, क्या थोड़े क्या करेगा, क्या करेगा, क्या रखेगा, क्या वापस करेगा। तुमसे कभी सुनूंगा तो वही वापस करना है ना इसलिए से। देखो हाँ, देखो खाली क्या बोले। ओके, प्रदीप कुमार। सो थेफ्ट, पायरेसी, स्मगलिंग एंड स्टोर। ओके, इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा सा पढ़ लेंगे एक बार, फिर आगे बढ़ेंगे। ओके, अगर हम वैसे बोले तो It's all things are happening. There's something called a piracy and arms robbery, terrorism, contraband and smuggling, then stowaway, refugees, cargo theft, and collateral damage. Collateral damage. Okay, so these all things are there. Okay, so theft, I hope it is clear to everybody. And piracy, which is done by the ship pirate. So sometime when they come to ship, always you try to avoid them, try to keep them away. If possible, do not allow to board in the ship. But if not possible, then he boarded. Once he boarded, then he start troubling the people. Okay, so one is called a theft, another is called a one is called a piracy, another is called a hijack. So there is some difference between the piracy and hijack. So when the sea pirates, or you can say piracy, take over the charge of the ship, that time they come to ship and thereafter they start collecting all the valuable. They start collecting all the valuable by the ships, by the ships or by the individual. So sometime when they come to ship, then they force you to give me your valuable. So whatever you have in your hands, something like a golden chain, rings, then some dollars or any valuable items, that all they collect by forcefully, by the individual also, by the ship also. So whatever things are there under the custody of the master, captain, they that also he try to take, and by each individual also they try to take all the valuable. And after that, when they collect, so when the people give it to them without any obstruction, without any say, without any means not forcing. So if they are willing to give them, then they take. Sometime when somebody obstructing, not willing to give the valuable, that time the sea pirate and hijacker go to some other extent, and he can say anything, he can abuse, he can slap, he can kill. So always think for that. So our safety, that time is somebody else hand. And always in that situation, always you must be able to listen him, whatever he say, do, and whatever things you have available that you give it to them once he demand. Do not try to obstruct them. Do not try to say no, so that whatever he say that you follow and give it to them. So after collecting this all the valuable from the ship, what they do? They go back and call the boats again, and he disembark from the ship and get away. That is called a piracy. Okay, so in piracy they take the valuable and go away from the ship. Okay, but if you see the hijacking, they never ask anything by any individual. They never take anything by ship's staff. They never take anything from the ship. Why? Because his demand is generally very high, depend upon the ship's valuable goods. So once ship is having valuable goods, and if ship is passing through a pirate or Somalia now, that time the hijacker come to ship. You know the hijacking, what they do. So when they come, they never ask anything. They never take anything from the ship. They take whole ship. They take whole ship, and thereafter he ring up to, or he make a contact with the company, and he demand by the company. Why? Because his demand is very high. That much demand cannot be fulfilled by the ship's master or by the ship's staff. Okay, so they need more money. That's so they never tell anything to anyone. They simply take the ship and call to company and demand. That is called a hijacking. Okay, so during this, if any crew member or anybody in the ship who is opposing, not following his orders, then sometimes they take very hard step. So that time the hijackers, they generally they slap, abuse, and sometimes they even kill the person if not following. So during hijacking, whatever the hijacker say to anyone, that they must obey. They must obey whatever the hijacker say. So whatever he say, move, then move. He say no, then no. So that all depend upon hijackers and the crew member of the ship. So always try to safeguard your life during such situation. Even in the piracy also, main aim is that to safeguard your life. That how you can safeguard your life? That all by the sharing his orders. So whatever he say, that you follow. Mean to say that you surrender yourself. So when something goes like this situation during the piracy or hijacking, one thing I can suggest you, that if possible, then try to hide yourself. If not possible, then once you catch hold, then whatever he say, that you follow. If you do not follow him, if you do not obey him, or if you do not obey his orders, then he got very simple. Once you are not obeying, not following, not carrying on whatever he say, then he got a weapon. Once he got the weapon, then he can simply press the trigger. Okay. So once you press the trigger, then you know what will happen. So always take proper care while handling or while in between the cheap pirates or hijackers surrounding by them. So always take care. Safety of life is that all in your hand. So main aim is that to first we should try to avoid them, try to stop them while boarding in the ship. That we have so many techniques. Okay, so you know they all have the latest weapon, latest motorboats. They can move very fast. They can fire. They can kill anyone by the latest weapon, something like a MMG, something like a AK-47s and all other weapon they all have. Latest one. So always take care. Safety of life, that all in your hand. So during piracy and during hijacking, if somebody says something, just to follow him. If you're not following, then he can go to any extent and he can kill the people. So one thing that you keep in mind, till the time it is possible to obstruct them. That is all from the distance. Means when they are not boarded in the ship. Once they boarded in the ship, then thereafter no next remedy for any of the seafarers. They can obstruct. They not follow his orders. So you know, if anything goes wrong with the ship or cargo, then nobody in loss. Nobody will be in loss. Why? Because the company who got the ship, the person who sending the cargo in the ship, they all have the insurance. And if not getting hijacked by the ship pirate or hijackers, then they, if they are not getting this, the person to whom he sent is not going to get it, and is confirmed that it is taken by the hijacker or ship pirate, then he simply claim after some time, and he get all the money back. Either the ship's owner, those who has a ship, and the person who sell the cargo, sending the cargo. But if any seafarer lose their some of the body part, like a hand, leg, something, or somebody lost their life, that is called a loss. So that loss should not be there with the seafarer. So always must take proper care and work accordingly, think accordingly, and try to safeguard the ship's crew and cargo, but up to some such extent. If not, then you can simply leave and let them to take. But one thing you keep in mind, to be under the sea pirate or to be under the hijacker is not so simple. Not so simple. You may not, or you may, somebody may be gone under him, but I met so many times, so many persons, those who remain in the Somalia for a year. And once he remain in the Somalia for a year as a slave, then he sharing their experience and telling that it's very difficult to stay over there. They never give the food. They take a lot of work. Once somebody objects, then they start slapping. They start abusing. Okay, so they just treat like a slave. So always you must think safety of our life, of course, in our head, but it is the duty of our ship company, or you can say the company of the ship, owner of the ship, to ensure and have full security around the ship. So we should have all the equipment and item also to be fitted on board, by which we can protect our ship. We can intimate, inform. Okay, so in that something called AIS, automatic identification systems are there, by which we can intimate to the UKMTU, because United Kingdom Marine Trade Organization, or MSCOC. Okay, so that is the later we will cover in the theory. But here something we must know, something called piracy and hijack. Piracy and hijack. Difference between these two: one, piracy means he come and take the valuable and go away. In the hijacking, they come and take whole ship. This is the difference between the piracy and hijack. It is understood by everyone. So sometime when they come, they can go to any extent to even shoot somebody. So that condition, that time should not come with seafarer. Why? Because the ship is not belong to you. Ship is belong to the company. You are a contact worker in the ship. So our safety, that always you must protect, preserve, and do not do anything. Do not obstruct any person, those who are. So before he coming to ship, you can go to any extent. You can use all the technique which I will tell you further. That is called a preventive measures. So we can take the preventive measure to protect from the sea pirate and hijackers. Okay, so that technique will tell you later on. Here something called a theft and piracy. I hope it is clear to everyone. Then next is called a smuggling. Smuggling is also done with the ship so many times by some our ship's staff also, or sometimes by some illegal person. Okay, so if you talk illegal person, something which is called a stowaway. Stowaway. Okay, so always must take. If you talk for the stowaway, what is stowaway, Mr. Dixon? Mr. Dixon, can you tell something concerning to your stowaway? It's a very simple bird, stowaway. 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 No, no idea. Say simply. If you do not know, not to worry about, not to be in that. If you know, it's okay. If you don't know, tell me so that I will tell you. This is my duty to ask you. Okay. If you have any idea, then sure. If not, and keep your tell your children also to please maintain silence. हाँ बोलिए. Anything? Stowaway. No idea. अरे बोलो भाई क्या हो गया? Mr. Brad Dixon. Any? You have any idea about this? No idea. Stowaway.
Hello.
No idea.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
हाँ सर.
Okay. Not to hesitate. अगर आपको मालूम ही होता तो क्या करते? So now you try to learn the thing. Okay, that is main aim to tell you. Okay, so you must think something which is called a stowaway. This is all happening by the stowaway. They doing all the illegal activity. Sometimes they do the even smuggling also, which I told you. Something which you can say, yeah, refugee. So sometimes some of the country when you go under the natural calamities, or sometimes when something happen like you can see now in the China and Russia and this country, which is called under the bar. That time some of the people who become the refugee. So when they become refugee, then they all taken by the ship sometime. So when we are taking the refugee on the ship, in that some of the person who just get involved, they are not actually refugee, but they do all the illegal activity, something which is called a smuggling. Okay, so you all should know about the smuggling also. What is smuggling, by the way? Can you tell something concerning the smuggling? Dixon?
Yeah, who's smuggling?
Illegal way
Coming
of
on ship,
transport
coming
by
on
using
ship
seaways.
and taking money, gold.
Sachin ke sare. You like to say something?
Yes, sir.
बोलिए.
Smuggling is nothing but illegal way of transport by using waterways without any verification paper, without any paperwork. Materials like cosmetics or drugs. Many materials are getting transported from one continent to another continent by means of waterways without having any paperwork. That is nothing but a smuggling. Materials comes under smuggling.
In the simple way, if you say something, this is also one type of business.
Anything,
one type of business.
Sir,
okay.
anything, any material, anything which is transported by means of waterways without any legal paperwork is smuggling.
Why only why by waterway? Can be by any other way, even airway also.
Yes,
by walk also.
waterway is our concern right now, sir.
That is something else. But I am talking something for the smuggling. What do you mean by the smuggling? Smuggling can be done by any way, not by the ship only.
By any means, right?
By any means. Somebody from the neighbor country, if you got the road transport, something moving physically, walking by this and that also they do. Something like in Nepal and UP, Nepal and Bihar, Bengal and Bangladesh, Bangladesh and our say West Bengal. So these all places are even people are used to come by the walk also.
Yes,
So
sir.
sometime when somebody carrying any material from one country to another country without proper authority, without declaration, without paying tax to government, that is called a smuggling. So in other way you can say it is also one type of business, but that business is called a illegal business. Okay, illegally they are all transporting something which you said very clearly. Okay, so here we are concerned with the ships. So in the waterway, if you say something like from the ship, if somebody carrying any material from one country to another country by the ship, here also. But if you talk about the smuggling, can be done by any way, by air also, by walk also, or by water also. So there are so many way by which they can carry anything, something like a gold, something like a silver, something like a drugs, which is called a charas, ganja, bhang, afim, smack, brown sugar, and all. Or sometimes some of the material which is generally not supposed to carry officially by one country to another country, but the smuggler is to carry something, carry the item from one country to another country without paying tax to government. Okay, so that is all called a illegal activity, or you can say in other way, simple way, smuggling. Okay, so now time is almost 3:32. Just take a break for a tea break, have a cup of tea, and then we join back by 3:50. Okay? Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Please
sir.
take a
Yes,
break
sir.
and have a cup of tea,
Yes, sir.
and then we will again rejoin us.
Okay, sir.
भाई ब्रेक हो गया, ब्रेक हो गया भाई, भाई ब्रेक है।
हाँ, ब्रेक है। चाय पी
कितने
के
टाइम
आओ।
का, कितने बजे?
10 मिनट का ब्रेक है, अभी 2 मिनट हो गए, 8 मिनट है, 8 मिनट में चाय पी के आओ। क्या हो गया? वो ऐसा नहीं सोचा, दिन भर बैठ बैठ के चीज उसको पता ही नहीं है। हाँ, वो सोचा उसका देखो, किसके लिए म्हणे पाहिजे काय? रॉबिन चिंगम खाएगा चिंगम? ले तुला पाहिजे? हा? तुझ्यासाठी नवीन फोडतोय नवीन. नाही 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 अजिबात नाही. किती आता किती घे गप आता घे आता ये ना बाबा. ही सगळी घेतची तर मला कसं जमायचं? टेन्शन नाही तुला. तुला टेन्शन असो नसो माझी इच्छा नाही. भर के लेके जाएगा. चिंगम क्यों लेके लिया पूछ मेरे को. हाँ रॉबिन चिंगम मैंने क्यों लिया पूछ. चिंगम मैंने क्यों लिए. चिंगम मैंने क्यों लिया पूछ. दांत में अगर कुछ अटका रहेगा ना वो चिंगम से निकलता है. क्या? हाँ 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 फ्लाक्स. हाँ उससे निकलता नहीं लेकिन फ्रेशनेस आता है. हाँ नहीं रे उसमें फ्रेशनेस आता है ना. क्या बात कर रहे हैं. अच्छा वो बहुत ही प्यारी चीज है. हाँ ये मंगेश अपने रूम पे. उसकी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है मंगेश की. उल्टी कर रहा है. लेकिन कितना क्या मतलब क्या एक क्वार्टर ही दिया उसको. एक क्वार्टर ही दिया. हाँ वो नहीं मालूम. हाँ वो हो सकता है.
अरे क्या हो गया भाई साहब? लगता है सर को काम आ गया कुछ। भाई सुनील,
किधर गया सर?
भैया कुछ काम आया होगा चाचा को।
हेलो एवरीबॉडी, वेलकम बैक। तो सामने आइए, अपने स्क्रीन पे आइए सब लोग। या
यस सर।
आ गए सर।
हाँ, ये ब्रेक खत्म हो गया है, जरा सामने आइए। आप लोग पढ़ाई लिखाई करेंगे। ओके मिस्टर धनकर, मिस्टर धनकर, लाइट में आइए। लाइट में, लाइट बंद करके कैसे पढ़ाई होता है? अभी बाल बच्चे वाले हैं, बच्चे लोग अगर अंधेरे में बैठ के पढ़ाई करेगा तो कैसे चलेगा? लाइट, हाँ, put the light on your face, something like a bhavjan, looking very smart. Yeah, put the light like this. Very good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, Mr. Parab ji Alam. Okay, Sachin Kesari. Okay. Mr. Kamal Singh.
यस सर।
चाय पी लिया आपने?
जी सर।
मिस्टर कमल,
यस सर।
अब नॉर्मल मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, जो हमने पीछे बताया कुछ समझ में आया आपको? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड समथिंग कंसर्निंग टू थेफ्ट, पायरेसी, स्मगलिंग, स्टोअवे? स्टोअवे क्या होता है, इसके बारे में कुछ जानकारी है आपको? किसका माइक ऑन है? कमलेश का? कमल सिंह का? कमल सिंह, बहुत नॉइस आ रहा है, थोड़ा सा आपका सराउंडिंग में देखिए। हाँ, 60। ओके, बोलिए। कैन टेल समथिंग कंसर्निंग टू स्टोअवे? एनी आइडिया अबाउट इट? स्टोअवे, कमल सिंह स्टोअवे, दयाल कुमार स्टोअवे, नो आइडिया?
सर, जो छुपके से एक जहाज में चढ़ के एक देश से दूसरे देश जाते हैं उसको स्टोवे बोलते हैं।
यस यस यस, सही बोला आपने। सो द पर्सन हु इज कमिंग टू शिप and moving along with the ship without legal document, without proper document, without intimation, without information to the authority, to government. And when ships move, then they also move along with the ships and go to some other country. Okay, that is called a stowaway. So sometime while loading, discharging the cargo, or sometime when we are coming alongside and putting our anchor. So by the support of the anchor chain cable, by the support of mooring rope, or sometime from the gangway itself, when during the loading and discharging cargo, some of the labor used to come to ship for loading and discharging cargo. So among those cargo, those activities, people also come to ship, and sometimes when they come, they never go out. They remain in the ship as per the ship's program movement, and he remained in the ship. He hid himself. He hid himself in the ship behind the cargo, or in the some of the compartment, or sometime in some upper part where things are not visual by the other person. So that place they touch and they stay over there. And when ship move, then they also go along with the ship from one country to another country without legal document, without paying money to government, or without intimation, without information to particular country government also. Okay, so that is called a stowaway. A stowaway is not always going with a clean hand. Sometimes they carry some of the illegal item also, something like a weapon, something like a drugs. Okay, so these all things also carry by them, and these type of people generally they have indulged with the smuggling also. So illegal activity they are doing. That is called a stowaway. Person who hide himself and move from one country to another country is the main thing. That is called a stowaway. Happening so many times from the, especially from the all African country. Why? Because in the country there is no job. In the country there are a lot of crashes. So people from those countries they were become a dockyard worker. They come for the loading, discharging the cargo in the ship, and slowly they understand everything, and they finally move by the ship from one country to another country for the job and all. Okay, so that is called a stowaway. Smuggling, that is called a illegal trades, or you can say illegal business, carrying any material without paying tax to government, without information to government, carrying any material from one country to another country, something like a drugs, alcohol, weapon. Okay, so that is all narcotic items. Okay, that's called a smuggling, by which they get lot of money, like gold and silver also. Okay, so that's called a smuggling. Piracy, which I told you, it is done by the sea pirates. So when they come, they took our belonging and go away. That is called a piracy. And theft is taking anything by the from the ship or from the individual and go away without information, without intimation. Piche mein, that is called a theft. So I think these all four words supposed to be clear, and it's directly linked with the security. Okay, like a theft, piracy, smuggling, and store. Okay, so these four words you all must remember, and always be aware and be alert also. Okay, when somebody coming to ship, don't just take it as a friend. Don't take it as a nothing will be happening, nothing will go wrong. So it is not like that. Okay, and difference which I told you, piracy and hijacking. In the piracy, when the ship party come, they take the belonging, and hijacking, when the hijacker come, they never ask anybody to give me money, pay the money, or take something from the ship. They take whole ship under the custody and take the ship, and thereafter he make everybody, all the crew member as a slave, and then they took the ship, take the ship's command over there, and thereafter he called to company and inform and say your ship is under hijack and I like to have this much dollar. Okay, so when they pay, sometimes they release. Otherwise, sometimes if company is not willing to pay, then they take whole ship, something like a Somalia and all, where they even take the ship along with the crew and cargo. That is called a hijacking. Okay, so always must take proper care while moving from such area, something like a Somalia Basin, like a China Sea, or you can say South China Sea, or African country. So these all country. Somebody said in the earlier also something happening around this Islamic country also. So many places this business, this Parisian hijacking started. Okay, so always must take proper care while moving in the ship. Okay, main aim to learn this security training, or you can say Stsdsd, that is to protect first ourselves. Protect ourselves. So there you don't try to become a filmy hero. Okay, always take proper care to safeguard your life. The secondary, you must safeguard the ship, other crew members, and then cargo. If you are in the cargo ship, if you are the passenger ship, then safety of own life, safety of passenger's life, then ships should be there. Okay, so first you see and safeguard your own life. Okay, there is no point to argue with the sea pirate or hijacker. There is no point to do any discussion with them. So till the time he not boarded, you can apply all the technique by which we can avoid them to board in the ship. Main aim is only one, to avoid them to board in the ship. Do not allow to come to ship. But sometime after keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying, and using so many technique, then also they boarded. Why? Because they have very latest equipment and items by which they come. So nowadays they have very fast moving boat also. They have very lot of very latest weapon. Okay, so they never afraid to kill somebody. They never afraid to damage anything on the ship. So always take proper care while handling, while doing this all the security business in the ship. Okay, so this part of theft, piracy, smuggling, stowaway is clear. Difference between the piracy and hijacking, that is also, I think it is clear. So these all things happen when something happened in the 26 silver attack on the Mumbai by the terrorists. Okay, came from the Pakistan. Okay, so that is one, and otherwise you can say the 9/11 attack, which is happened in the United States in the 11th September 2001. So when attack took place in the World Trade Center in 2001 by the Al Qaeda, by the Osama bin Laden Al Qaeda terrorist group, so they also did the same thing. He hijacked aeroplane and hit to World Trade Center one by one from either direction. Okay, so by which the lot of pollution happened, so many people die, building itself destroyed. Okay, so that happened in the 9/11, or you can say 11 September 2001. So when something happened here, then the United States keep on thinking for the security of the ship. Why? Because they think they have some information by the agency that next attack like this, the way it is attack on the World Trade Center, like this attack maybe took place on the marine ships. Okay, then they all start thinking for the marine security. So they asked to IMO to make some regulation, make some provision by which everybody or all the seafarers should aware about the security, and they should go under the training of the security, and they should be able to protect the ships, crew and cargo, okay, by the sea pirate and hijacker. So after the attack on Baltic Center, they made this force that's called STSDSD. Before the STSDSD, one more force was going on in the ship marine department, that is called a ISPS. That is called a ISPS. Okay, so ISPS was the first course, that is called a International Ships Port Facility Security Code. That was going on in the marine department. Thereafter, the second course he launched, that is called a STSDSD. That is on 11 September 2001 attack on the WTC. So thereafter, they all think for this. Okay, so they hijack a plane and hit to water center from the other direction and destroy the building and kill so many people in the attack. Okay, so always must think. Okay, so these all courses are started thereafter, and everybody is supposed to take proper care and handle the situation when something is happening with the ship. Okay, so on this ground, on this basis, there are one of the picture which is made by some of the agency that is called a Captain Phillips, that also have the real story, and that on that real story they made a picture. That name is called a Dr. Captain Phillips. If you get some time, then you can watch and learn something how to avoid the pirate and hijacker to board in the ship. Okay, that is in the that is shown in the picture. That is called a Captain Phillips. Okay, understood by everyone? Piracy, arms robbery. Okay, then terrorism, that you know something happened in Mumbai, that is called 9/11, and something happened in the United States, that is all on the 11th September 2001 attack and kill so many people, that is called a terrorism. Okay, so terrorism also took place in this. So always must take proper care and see the situation. So some of the agency who is already working in the port or in the ship or in the company, that is his duty and responsibility to look after everything and do and protect the port, harbor, ships. Okay. Okay. Huh? Okay, so that is called a terrorism. Okay, so something happened, terrorism, that time also we have to think. Sometimes our port also comes under the terrorist attack. So always must take proper care and handle the situation. That is all by the port security officer. So that is called a port facility security officer, EFSO. Otherwise, there is SSO in the ship and TSO in the company, security officer in the company office. So that his duty to look after all these things. So always must think for the terrorism also. This is one type of loss of property, loss of life happening all around the country. Okay, so that is called terrorism. Then next is called smuggling, which I already explained you, illegal trade. Then stowaway, always somebody hide himself in the ship and move from one country to another country. That is called stowaway. And sometimes the refugees, refugee also coming to ship and moving from one place to other place. That is all by the government orders. But among these, all the refugee, some of the person who is indulged with the illegal activity, something like a piracy, something like a arms robbery, or you can say something he carry from one place to other place. That is called a smuggling. Okay, so among these also must keep watch on them. Always take proper care. Always watch them and try to see them. Mr. Megulkar, Mr. Megulkar, where are you? कहाँ जा रहा है? Okay. Megulkar, please show your face. Dhankar, where are you, man? You're not visual in the video. You will mark absent. What's wrong with you? I keep on telling you. Please be present. No.
प्रेजेंट
कहाँ प्रेजेंट है? डॉगी दिख रहा है मेरे को.
मला काय विचारलं मला काय समजलं
ये डॉगी का पिक्चर नहीं चलेगा बाबा, आपका पिक्चर मांगता है. आप किधर घूम रहे अभी मास्क लगाए हुए?
काम कर रहा हूँ ऑफिस में काम कर रहा हूँ. मंथ एंड चालू है ना, मार्च.
पूरन सिंह, हंसना पड़ेगा क्योंकि अभी आप पढ़ाई के टाइम पे काम करेगा तो डीजी वाला देख लिया ना तो सस्पेंड कर देगा आपको, ठीक है। फिर आप बोलना मत कि मेरा एब्सेंट मार दिया या मेरे दोबारा बोला है, हाँ तो बोलेगा नहीं, ठीक है। अपना फेस तो दिखाओ उधर।
हेलो।
हाँ बोलिए बोलिए।
हेलो हेलो
हेलो हेलो हेलो हेलो।
हेलो सर,
हाँ
सुन रहा
जी
हूँ
मैं
सर,
सुन
बोलिए
रहा
ना।
हूँ। मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि ऐसा कैसे चलेगा। आपको मालूम है हमने कितने बार बोला है कि ये सारा एक्टिविटी इज मॉनिटर बाय समवन।
राइट राइट सर, राइट। थोड़ा सर ऊपर
हाँ
गया था सर, सॉरी सर, थोड़ा क्लाइंट के पास गया था, बिल थोड़ा मंथ एयरिंग है ना, थोड़ा ऊपर गया था।
आपको सॉरी बोलने से मेरे ऊपर कुछ ये नहीं है, मैं तो सिर्फ आपको एडवाइस दे रहा हूँ कि आप
नहीं सर,
एडजस्ट
है
रहिए।
सर, मैं रिकॉर्डिंग पे डाल रहा हूँ सर, आपका क्लास के बाद में थोड़ा वो सुन लेता हूँ।
हाँ
कोशिश
ठीक है।
कर रहा हूँ सर, मेरी
तो
तरफ से कोशिश कर रहा हूँ सर, कोई दिक्कत नहीं सर।
हाँ क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि फिजिकली अगर आपको नहीं देखता है डीजी वाला, समटाइम दे
राइट राइट सर।
take a look, okay, sometimes they observe and they
ओके ओके
especially what the person who is sitting over there, they are sitting over there, they are in the real position, or somebody just take a pillow and sleep, or somebody just lay down in the sofa,
राइट
so they
राइट
also observe and pass the comment. Okay, so
राइट सर,
sometimes our also do the same. So always must think you have paid the money.
ओके
If you
ओके
mark absent, anybody mark absent, then he lost the money and he lost the time.
ओके ओके
So
सर,
take proper care and learn something. Okay.
ओके सर, बैठता हूँ
So
सर, अभी
I
थोड़ा
think this
है
all
जब
things are clear. हाँ अभी बस थोड़ा आधा घंटा और रह गया, आधे घंटा बैठ के पढ़िए, उसके बाद फिर हम बैंड अप कर देंगे,
ठीक है।
ठीक है।
ओके सर,
Then you
ओके
can
सर,
go
थैंक यू।
on your work. Okay.
ओके ओके
Okay. Mr. Puran Singh. Mr. Puran Singh. Okay. Do you understand something concerning to your security? Something like a piracy, armed robbery, terrorism, smuggling, that is called contraband smuggling, then refugees, then the stowaway. Okay. So always must take proper care and learn something. It is directly linked with the life. Okay. So if something happen like that, then one is not only that the ship will go under the custody and company will lose the ship, company or the person who is sending the cargo, they will be no. They are directly linked with the individual. So sometimes when somebody go under the custody of the ship pirate or hijacker, then they traveling like anything. And people be in trouble there, but her family also be in trouble. Okay, they all have no contact, not able to talk to his family member, then everybody be in panic. So always must take proper care as per the requirement and guard the ship. Before guarding the ship, you must take care for your own life also. So that is the ships and port operation conditions. That everything mean to this. Okay, protecting the ships also is essential. Then protection our own. So always must take proper care and safeguard the ship. Some of the agency, some of the person who is carrying out or who is doing all this. Okay, so something which is done good. Okay, so all the things which we are teaching you, it's all mentioned in the class. Okay, you might have know something concerning this class. What is class, Mr. Chikte? Are you aware about the class?
Yes, sir.
Speak something. Solas, are you aware? Are you fresher or you are to serve in the? Are you fresher or serve in the ship?
Yes, sir. A fresher.
Hello, Chikte, are you serving?
सर आवाज कटिए
हाँ बोलिए.
सर आप कटिए
I am not able to hear you clearly. बोलिए.
सर आवाज बैठिए मेरी.
आपकी आवाज बराबर नहीं आ रही है.
हाँ सर, मेरी आवाज बैठी है।
बोलता है उसका आवाज बैठी है बोल।
वॉशरूम।
व्हाट यू आर आई से, जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपको समझ में सुनाई पड़ता है बराबर, ये नहीं पड़ता है?
समझ में पड़ता है सर, सब समझ में पड़ता है। आवाज आ रही है सर, प्रॉपर आवाज आ रही है।
हाँ, सो अभी आवाज आ रही है, बट चिकले साहब का आवाज नहीं आ रहा है मेरे को। अभी ये सैंपल तो आ रहा है। ओके,
हम लोग को तो सर आ रहा है, आपका प्रॉपर आवाज आ रहा है कब से, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं था।
नहीं ठीक है, बट चिकले साहब से हमने जब पूछा है सोलास के बारे में तो इज नॉट एबल टू रिप्लाई। यू नो समथिंग कंसर्निंग सोलास, चिकले साहब?
सर मुझे सब समझ में आया, आवाज मेरी बैठी है, उसमें कुछ बोलने लगता।
सर मेरे को आंसर देने के लिए नहीं जमा, क्योंकि मेरे बहन की शादी चालू है इधर, तो मैं घर पे हूँ, तो मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही। मगर लेक्चर तो अटेंड करना पड़ेगा ना, तो उसमें मेरा दो काम हो रहा है, फिर लेक्चर भी अटेंड कर रहा हूँ, ये सब प्रोसीजर चालू है। नहीं तो एज वेल एज मैं आपको हमेशा रिप्लाई देता हूँ, इसके लिए मैं सॉरी बोलता हूँ सर।
नहीं, आपको हम नहीं पूछ रहे, हम तो पूछ रहे चिकले साहब से कि वेदर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, क्योंकि
एब्सेंट ही
उसी
नहीं
का
लगाए
बैच
सर मैंने अभी तो।
है।
एब्सेंट नहीं रहा, बोलो लेक्चर चालू रहने दो अभी,
हाँ
उसको फॉलो बैक कर रहा हूँ मैं खाली।
ठीक है, ओके
ओके सर।
चलिए, ओके, टेक केयर एंड कंटिन्यू विद द मैरिज सेरेमनी। देखो, तुम ध्यान नहीं करता है, ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? रोशन भाविस्कर, ठीक है, बोलते बोलते गला सूख गया मेरा, तो पानी पी लेता हूँ। Something which is called a solas, okay, which is Puran Singh. Solas means this is one of the convention which is have the information concerning the marine department. Okay, so mean the internal convention for the safety of life at sea, 1974 was there earlier. It is now amended and made 2010 solas. Okay, it's called a safety of life at sea. Safety of life at sea. It's called a international convention which contain all the information concerning to the merchant navy, marine department. Marine department नहीं बोल सकते भाई, because under the marine there are so many other departments also there. Something like a navy, something like a police, something like a coast guard. Okay, they also, yeah, अच्छा. So they also have the, okay, so that is all under the marine. But if something which is covered and controlled by the IMO, I hope you all know the IMO. Okay, Mr. Paravalam, क्या परवेज आलम, Mr. Parvez Alam. You know
Yes,
something concerning to IMO?
So
What is
international
IMO?
maritime organizations,
Very good. What they do?
they are doing all related to the maritime organizations. They are related to the security systems, and they are all including with this.
Not only the security. Whatever things are happening in the marine department, you can say the merchant navy. Whatever things are happening in the merchant navy, either in the ship, or either in the port, or by the individual, everybody is following the IMO instructions, IMO order, which comes in the form of SOLAS. Okay, so SOLAS is our document which contain all the information concerning to the merchant navy, either the ship or port or individual person. For each and every person, what to do, what not to do, how to stay, what not to do, everything, all the information concerning to the mariner also, for the port also, for the ship also, concerning to all the way, either the safety of life, either the personal safety, either the elementary first aid, whatever courses you did earlier, doing today and going to do tomorrow, is all the part of extract of the SOLAS. So SOLAS is the document which is published by the IMO. So IMO is the one agency who is controlling the whole merchant navy, not a country wise, it's a world wise. Okay, so it is controlled world wise. If we see today, almost 196 countries is under the IMO, carrying out the business by the sea. 196 countries carrying out the business by the sea. Out of 196, 173 countries under the IMO. So they all follow the regulation of the IMO. IMO produce all the documents in form of the SOLAS. The SOLAS is our document which contain all the information concerning to the safety and survival of life in the sea. Okay, for the port, for the ship, for the company, for the individual, everything is okay. So in that, this security training also included. This was not earlier. Earlier we were doing only the STCW courses, under which the 4 courses were there mandatory for all the seafarers in the world wide. And today also. But after the attack on World Trade Center, that is on the 11th September 2001, then these security things also included in the our SOLAS. Okay, so thereafter they conduct so many training and all. Thereafter they all think and decided that why, because they all come to know something can happen with the marine also, like Al-Qaeda attack on the World Trade Center. Okay, so thereafter they started all this security training for seafarers. Why? Because they thought that something can happen like this, by which the lot of, or you can say the major tragedy can happen, and people can lose their life, and the company can lose their property, and the person who sending the cargo, they also lose their valuables. So that's why they all made the regulation, and under the regulation now everything running smoothly. So it's made mandatory for Indian seafarers. Why? Because we are all passing through such a country where there's a chances to get attacked by the sea pirate and hijacker. Okay, otherwise all other countries are not under this security training is mandatory for them. But for India, it is mandatory for all the seafarers to go through these courses and learn something to avoid, to stop all the illegal activities, illegal person to board in the ship. Okay, so it is not new. It was happening earlier also, but people was not aware and nobody used to do anything. But after the attack on the 11 September 2001, the World Trade Center, everybody wake up and they all start thinking for the marine security, and they started this course. Okay, so you also be very much careful while moving towards the Somalian country and all. Why? Because once we comes under them, then we all be in the trouble. And only not the seafarers be in the trouble. Seafarers go under the trouble by the hijacker and sea pirate. Here the family also get disturbed. Okay, so always must take care. So when the seminar was here in the Mumbai, and a person came from the IMO, then I was also available over there, and we all learned something. We also taught by them, and he said very clearly to all the seafarers also must have some contact number and give it to his family also. That is to know, to verify, to come to know if something happens, something that when the ship is going to the hijacker, then where their parents, where their members, they must also know not to be in trouble. Why? Because after going there, they are never allowed to have any contact with anyone. Okay, so that all comes under this class. So that I will cover you some valuable contact numbers are there given by them. So that is also very essential to have by a seafarer also, and pass to family member also. So sometimes when something happens with the ships, then be in trouble and not able to make a contact by them, then that time they can contact to company and ask about where about you. Okay, so that is called a international convention, which is called a SOLAS, safety of life at sea. Okay, so that have all the information concerning to the merchant navy worldwide. Okay, so here something we are going to learn for the ship security. Okay, so there some of the person who is especially trained go under the courses and learn something for the concerning to the marine security. So they made as a in charge, especially in the ship. If you talk in the ship, one of the officer who go under the courses, that is called a SSO. SSO, called a ship security officer, who go under the SSO code, and after getting training, get the certificate in the hand, then they report to company, go to ship, and they carry out the security officer duty on addition to his own duty. और एडिशन टू हिज ऑन ड्यूटी, जो उसका अपना ड्यूटी है, अपना काम है, उसको साथ में एक सिक्योरिटी का भी ड्यूटी उसे दिया जाता है, ठीक है। पर प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, द ऑफिसर हु इज डिप्यूट ओवर देयर, दे हैव सम वर्क विद द डिपार्टमेंट, एंड सेम वे अदर साइड दे हैव टू वर्क विद द सिक्योरिटी आल्सो, so he is not able to cope up, and department cannot spare them. That's so he made this code called STSDSD. So if you talk about the STSDSD, it's called a security training for seafarers. Security training for seafarers with designated security duty. Means after getting certificate, the even crew member also, after when the security training under courses, when the seafarers goes, then when they get the certificate, so they also learn something for the ship security. So thereafter, they can be deputed in the ship to help the security officer in concern with the ship security. Okay, so one crew can be spare, and he can full time he can carry out the security concern duty on addition to his own duty. Okay, so that's how he has designated security duty. You also can be designate. You all member also can be designated by the ship, by the company, that you carry out the security duty in the ship. So you can help them. That is one of the officer who is carrying out the duty of SSO, to mean the person on board the ship accountable to the master designated by the company or as responsible for the security of the ship, including implementation and maintenance of the ship security plan, and for liaison with the company security officer and port facility security officer. Okay, so this is the duty of SSO, or a ship security officer. So you all member also, after passing out, after getting certificate in hand, you are almost equivalent to them, and you learn something for the concerning to the security, so you can help them out. You can be deputed, you can be designated. That's we call a DSD, designated security duty. You can be designated by them. So the person who is there in the ship carrying out the duty of SSO, that is called a ship security officer, means the person on board the ship accountable for the master designated by the company as responsible for the security of the ship, including implementation and maintenance of the ship security plan, and for liaison with the company security officer and port facility security officer. So there two more persons are there. Somebody sitting in the company carrying out the security duty, so they call company security officer, and some of the person who is carrying out the duty as a security officer in the port, that is called a port facility security officer. Okay, so SSO must be liaise with them, liaise with port facility security officer and liaise with the company security officer both. Okay, that is all requirement, and he is responsible for accountability of the master also in the ship. So under the master, they work as a security officer, and he planned and do everything. So planning also very essential to have and go as per the plan. Okay, so that is all called a duty of SSO. Okay, sometimes you may also be told to help them out. So or you can be detailed by the company, and you can be paid extra money also for this extra duty, additional duty. Okay, but you will be carrying out the duty of the security in charge under working under the SSO, or a ship security officer. Okay, that is the duty of SSO, to ensure the security of the ship, conducting the training, monitoring the things around the ships, what is happening, and safeguard the ship's crew and cargo, depend upon the situation and threats. So sometimes when ship is passing through Somalia and all, that time they think and decide whether they like to take precaution personally by the chief staff, or sometimes they may go for the additional security person. So sometimes they nominate or they just tell company security officer that threats are little higher, and we will not be able to protect them without any weapon and all. So that time they may go and ask for the private security. Okay, so nowadays in those areas there is a private security also available. So it's all depend upon the man to man. They can. So if somebody or some of the SSO who like to, then he can just tell CSO, and CSO ask to company owner, and then he can go for the hiring the security person. So security person are also the two types. Okay, one is with arm and other is without arm. Okay, so whatever the company think and decide according to the threats available in the area. Okay, so they sometimes permit, then SSO take over the security person on board ship, and the duty of the security person to monitor and safely ship should be taken from one point to other point without any problems. Okay, so whole responsibility is there with the SSO. Okay, so they think and they plan, and according to the plan they implement, and depend upon the situation they carry out the training and drill also on board ship, and tell them what action to be taken when ship is going to be under attack. Okay, so that is something called a attack stage. Before that, something called a approach stage. So things are there that will be cover you later further. Okay, so what will be happening during approach stage? What action to be taken by the ships to protect the ship, to avoid them to board in the ship? That is well attack stage, approach stage, and when we fail to tell them not to, we have failed to protect the ship by the ship pirate or hijacker, then they come to ship. That so after coming to ship, after climbing to ship, then it become a attack stage. Okay, so approach and attack, the two stage. So during attack, the approach stage, we must take proper care and try to avoid them to boarding the ship. That all will be covered in the further topic. Okay, so something which is called SSO, I think it is clear to everyone. The duty and responsibility of the person, of the ship, that is called SSO, to ensure that no illegal activity, no unauthorized person should board in the ship, and he must liaise with the company security officer and port facility security officer. Same time, they should plan and go under the security training on board ship. Okay, that is physically. So these are all the things on duty of the SSO on board ship. Next is called a company security officer. If you talk about the company security officer, they are sitting in the company, and from the company office, they keep on passing the information and giving the guideline to the SSO to do it like this, to do it like this, depend upon the scenario and scene of the threats. Okay. Chief talk about the company security officer, something called a means the person designated by the company for ensuring that a ship security assessment is carried out, that a ship security plan is developed, submitted for approval, and thereafter implemented and maintained, and for liaison with port facility security officer and the ship security officer. So here again, the company security officer also lies with the port facility security officer and lies with the SSO called ship security officer. Before that, he must have the planning. So they should have the planning and assessment. Okay, how to plan, how to assessment, and types of threats. So assessment can be on the basis of the on-scene security survey. On-scene security survey. So assessment is very essential. So if you found any person, anybody coming in the boat or going to be in the ship or surrounding the ship, then first we should see his power. So that is called a assessment. So we have to assess the power of the person, those are going to attack on the ship. So first assessment required. After assessment, we have to think and plan how to protect, how to avoid, how to stop. Okay. So first we should have the planning. So this is the duty of the company security officer to think and decide while sitting in the company office, ensuring on the basis of all the threats and information, and pass to port facility security officer, lies with the port facility security officer, and same time he should pass all the information to the CSO or SSO or ship security officer to carry out or to do all the activity according to his plan. Okay, to protect the ship. That is the duty of CSO, called a company security officer. Okay, and third one is called a port facility security officer. It is also very important that we must always, why? Because it is important, why? Because we always remain under the port facility security officer concerning to the security. All the security is monitored by the port facility security officer. So if you talk about the port facility security officer, mean the person designated as a responsible for the development, implementation, revision and maintenance of the port facility security plan, and for the liaison with the chief security officer and company security officer. Okay, so it is very important. All these three members generally be in touch with each other. Okay, and first he monitor the things physically, what is happening around this concerning the security, and then thereafter they all make a plan. Thereafter they make a plan, and after that, when he make the plan, then he think and decide very carefully, and thereafter they implement the orders. Okay, implement the power, and implementing the power, thereafter everybody must understand and do as per the planning. Okay, to protect, to avoid, to stop all the illegal activity happening around the port, around the ships, in the port or at the ship. Okay, so sometimes when ship is moving, that we all get the information, we all get the so many advice by the CSO or by the port facility security officer also, to do it like this or to move like this or to discuss like this, and we can just liaise with them and implementing the orders by which we are protecting the ship. Okay, so during this whole activity, something you can say, that is planning. So plan is very important. Okay, so always whatever things you are going to do in the ship, before that you must plan. Okay, without planning it's not possible to be successful. So we should have the plan. That is very important. Why? Because sometimes when we are going to do something and having no plan, then generally we get failed. Why? Because we do not know what activity, what action to be taken, what to do. So it is very important that we should have a plan. Okay, and plan is not here only, plan is everywhere. So if you talk something here, the ship security plan is very essential. That means a plan developed to ensure the application of measure on board the ship designated to protect person on board, cargo transport unit, ship store, and or for the risk of security incident. Okay, so this is the definition of the ship security plan. Something called a mean a plan to develop to ensure the application of the measure on board the ship designated to protect person on board, cargo transport unit, ship store, or the ship from the risk of security incident. So this is the definition of the ship security plan. Always must develop a plan and ensure we must move according to the plan. Okay, to be successful. Without planning, if you go, then you will not be able to do everything correctly, properly, in the sequence, in the step by, and generally if you're not, then generally we get fail on this. Okay, so always you have to make some plan, and then so it is nothing more new. Everywhere we do some planning for any sort of job. So here also it is essential to know the planning, how to plan and how to implement, how to ensure the things are going smoothly and correct. That's called a chief security plan. So convention, chief security plans, then chief security officer duty, then duty of company security officer, the duty of port facility security officer is almost, I have told you, everybody must understand and do something. Sometimes you may also be designated by the company to carry out the security duty on board ship. Okay, so that time you should be aware what action to be taken, how to conduct the training and how to maintain the documents, and then what action to be taken when the somebody approaching to ship to protect our ship. Okay, so for that we should learn something concerning to all this. So if something threats are there in the ship, then we have the 3 number of level of security: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Okay, so this all 3 level of security is generally implemented on board ship to protect man and material. Or if you talk for the port, then port also supposed to implement the same level 1, 2, and 3 and protect the port also. So all the port, all the ships also comes under this level of security, which is allotted or allocated by the port facility security officer. Okay, so according to the threats in the surrounding, in the area, by the person who is working in the port, or sometimes somebody from the outside, something which is called a terrorism. Okay, so we also know before that the types of threats. So first we should identify the threats, how the threats are there, how serious, how much can damage, what weapon they have, what action they can take, what to do, what not to do. So we must first know about the threats. How deep, how dark. Okay, so that is number 1. So after getting threats, then we go for the planning. Okay, then we go for the planning to protect. So according to the threats, we have 3 number of level of security. So generally in the port or in the ship, we follow the instruction as per the port facility security officer who is implementing the level of security depending upon the threats. Okay, so generally we have the level 1 at all the time in the ship. Why? Because level 1 is the normal time security, or you can say security level. So all the time generally we have the level 1 security, the normal time, when there is no threats, there is no problem, everything is smooth, running smoothly. So if something like that, in that situation, if there is no threats around the ship or around the port, that time we generally remain in the level 1 and carry out the business of loading and discharging the man and material. Okay, so what job we have? We have the business of transporting man and material. Okay, so merchant navy job is transporting the man and material. So when somebody transporting, doing this business, that time we all have to do some activity to protect our man and material. Okay, so that is all called a level of security. So during normal threats, we remain in level 1, and under normal supervision, under normal search, we have to carry out the duty of security. So we have to check everything and we are allowed to board in the ship, either the man or material, either something which is going from the ship. So not only the cargo is coming over there, sometimes there's so many person also coming to ship who is coming for the maintenance of the equipment, machinery, or sometimes some other person who is coming to the ship for supplying your ship's store, or sometimes cargo also coming to ship, sometimes some of the visitors also coming to ship. So if anybody coming to ship in the normal situation, in the level 1, then we should be always take proper care and log his name in the register. Just have a look, because there is no threat, there is no point to search physically, but physically you must see them. Okay, if anybody having something coming out from here, then he must ask and what is this and confirm. Otherwise, log his name, take his contact number, ask him from which company, from where you're coming, to whom you want to meet. So these all things we have to record in the book, and then thereafter we can send them to go and meet them. But because there are no threats, the risk is not there. So in the level 1, there is no threats, no risk, then that time we can do the shot. Okay, so in level 1, we go under the normal search and allow them to board in the ship, either man or material. If you talk about the man, means person, or sometime in the passenger ship, the passenger also. But or sometime in the cargo. Okay, so if a cargo also loading on, then we must take and under normal supervision, let the things go in the ship. Something which is coming in the container, nowadays all the ship is loading container. Container generally have everything sealed and packed by the company and coming to ship, and we are loading and carrying from one place to other place, one country to other country. What they contain, the company declare. But then also it is to be scanned and checked in the port gate. They have the very big scanner. Under that, when the container are coming from the outside to port, then it get scanned and what are things are inside, that all things should go under the records. Okay, so in level 1, generally we have the normal trades, and during this level 1, we go under the normal search and carry out the loading and discharging, or you can say carrying out the beam. Okay, but when threats are imminent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when threats are imminent, that time when you come to know by the intelligence or by the any other sources that some of the person, some of the agency who is going to go under a strike and are going to destroy, going to damage the ship, going to damage the cargo and all in the ship, in the port. So that time we can't remain in the level. We can't remain in the level 1. So that time we have to take some strict action and carry out the proper check. That is level 2. Okay, so when in level 2 means the level for which appropriate additional protective security measure shall be maintained for a period of time as a result of the heightened risk of the security incident. So always we must remain in the level 1. If you talk about level 1, means that the level for which minimum appropriate protective security measure shall be maintained at all time. That is in the level 1. Okay, when we go in the level 2, the level for which appropriate additional protective security measure shall be maintained for a period of time as a result of heightened risk of the security incident. So when threats are higher, then that time we change our level of security. In level 1 also we were doing the same, but in a normal way. In level 2, without interrupting our business, we should check and continue loading, carrying out the loading and discharging, or you can say carry out the business. Okay, loading, discharging of material, or sometimes passenger also coming to ship. So in level 2, whatever things are happening in the level 1, we will do in the level 2 also. Some of the things we will carry out the on addition to this. Okay, so when somebody coming, we have to ask them to from where you're coming, ask for this identity. Thereafter, we must check and confirm, take a contact number, take a company from where you're coming, and to whom, what reason for you are coming to ship. Okay, so that also to be logged in the books, and then thereafter we should call somebody from the ships, and they should go under the supervision.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so thereafter they go and meet them, his name, his full particular to be logged in the books, and something happens thereafter also, then we have some recording this, and they go inside, they meet, they do whatever work with the engine room, with the bridge, with the galley and all, or he may be coming for the supplying the item that was in the store. So in level 1, nothing to be checked, especially if the ship store is coming, then we can just see, okay, go. But in level 2, we must check thoroughly whatever the items are coming in the ship. He may put some bomb inside the fruit boxes or chicken boxes or any other. So always must take proper protective measure. During level 2, everybody is supposed to scan. Thereafter, he must be asked for all the identification, logged his name, his address, his contact number, his company contact number, and then he should be asked to whom you want, and thereafter call the person and send them under the supervision, and thereafter when they come out, then put out, take the SD card of the name from the register while putting the time in and out. Okay, and whatever the material cargo also coming to ship, that is also required to check. Nothing should come. So whatever thing was signed by the authority, by the supplier to I'm sending the material, that material only should come to ship. Nothing should come on addition to that. Okay, so that is in level 2. When rates are higher, that time we have to go under the strict supervision and carry out the business, carry out the loading and discharging should be continued. In level 1 under normal supervision, level 2 under the strict supervision. Okay, but if something go beyond this, where the life threats are there, life threats are there, then we should go into the level 3 is our last level. In this, we have to do everything very strictly. Okay, so it's all dependent upon time and situation. If possible, then we can remain in the port. Otherwise, we can simply, if we think that threats are very high, there are some of the life threats are there. Life threats are there, and we can simply leave the ship, or you can remove the mooring rope and lift the anchor and move to the sea and put the anchor and remain the sea. Okay, so in this concern, level 3 we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, whatever we learned today, I hope you all understand something. Time is going to be 5. Okay, so we'll wind up the lecture now, and we'll meet you tomorrow. Okay, and we'll discuss whatever we taught today. I hope we all learn something concerning to duty, and this may help you out while carrying out the duty. Lot of disturbance started. Mr. Dhankar, put your mic off. Mic बंद करो. Mic बंद कीजिए. Okay, so now we are going to abandon the lecture. Whatever we covered today, I think this will help you in your future. Okay, to carry out the security concern duty in the ships. Okay, so always take care and try to safeguard the ship crew and cargo. That is our business. Okay, so always take proper care. And anybody have any questions, query or doubt in this concern, this regard, then please ask me. Otherwise, we'll go for the binding of the lecture. Time is going to be 5. Okay, one thing. Paresh Alam. It's okay. Mr. Paresh Alam.
सर टाइम हो गया. सर टाइम हो गया.
Say again.
सर अब क्लास खत्म हुई.
हाँ खत्म करेंगे अभी 5 बज गई. टाइम हो गया.
चलो सर खत्म. 5 बज गए पूरे. मैं जॉब पे जाना है.
तो अब बताओ तो पहले, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, समझ में आया कुछ, सीखा कुछ या नहीं?
समझा सर. सब कुछ समझा गया.
क्या नहीं?
सब समझा गया सर. कोई बात नहीं.
Okay, चलिए. Okay, see you tomorrow. We'll wind up the lecture now. We try to whatever we taught today, try to remember the thing. And
okay sir. Thank you sir. Bye.
Tomorrow. So now we have to wind up the lecture. Okay.
Okay. Good night, Chit. Good night.
Bye. See you. End of the.
Okay. Good night. ओके बाय सर।
हेलो
हेलो
हेलो।
हाँ बोलियो।
सर टुमारो कितने बजे क्लास स्टार्ट होगा सर?
टुमारो मॉर्निंग 9:30।
क्या सर?
tomorrow morning 9:30 class start, 9:30 to
ओके सर।
12:30 and then 2 to 5.
ओके सर।
Okay. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye.